Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I don't know where you're watching me from. Today I have my sister here. We are coming to give you a powerful interview that I think my sister from Nigeria. Every day some people have been saying that Peter, you bring Ghanaians, Ghana. Today, dear, I think he's the second Nigerian I brought on my page here. He's here to educate us on how to come to Canada as permanent resident, and which maybe probably somebody is watching me. You can also use that routine. We have been talking about school, we have been talking about work, we have been talking about open spouse work permit, but today let's also talk about permanent resident. I don't really know much about it, which I'm also coming to learn. We all seek knowledge for people. We all want to learn a lot from people, and if you don't know, you ask. So today, my sister is coming to teach us how to come to Canada as permanent resident. That is, you are moving from your home country to Canada to become permanent resident. I just want you to share this live video, and I believe it is going to inspire Africa as well. My sister, welcome to my page.
Thank you, Peter. Thanks a lot.
In fact, why did you decide to come to the page to share this with us?
Okay, before I say anything, right, Peter, I want to thank you. You are doing something very amazing, and I think the best word I can use to describe you is you are phenomenal. Yeah, that's the word. Thank you so much. I like when we spoke on the phone, I told you that I'm sure you've heard this from so many people, but you've not heard it from me, right? And what you are doing for people, you are not just enriching their pockets, you are enriching their minds. Because I believe that if your mind is enriched, your pockets will eventually be enriched.
Say it again. That is very deep. Say it again. You said I am not only doing what?
You are not only enriching people's pockets, you are enriching their minds.
I'm not
Because
enriching their pocket, but I'm enriching their mind. This is very powerful statement. Wow, some people are intelligent too. Okay. Wow.
yeah, because I think that every if you must make a true lasting impact, something that would transcend beyond time, it has to come from your mind. Check all the great men in this world. Look at the quality of their mind, right? And then you are teaching people how to invest in the right materials that will fill their minds with whatever it is in such a way that even though they may not have something today, they can say tomorrow I will have it,
Mm,
right? So thank you.
mm, mm,
Thank you
mm,
so much,
mm,
Peter.
mm, This is very
I
deep, deep
I am not
words.
I am not preaching yet. I'm just I'm just
Okay.
saying something that I
Thank
saw.
you very much. So, why did you decide to come here today? Just to share with people that you can also move to Canada to become a permanent resident. You are not using school, you are not using work, but somebody can also come here. I don't really know much about it, and today I'm coming to learn. So, if you're watching me right now, what I want you to do is that just share this live video. It is going to inspire thousands of people in Africa, and I believe people will come and watch. Share this live video, let other people join so that we can able to learn together. Somebody is also telling us, but every day you talk about this. Today they moved to Canada as permanent resident. Our sister used that same routine, and now he's in Canada as permanent resident. My sister, why did you decide to come to this space to talk to people?
Yeah, because I saw that your page was okay. First of all, I believe that freely you have received, freely give.
Okay.
When I receive free information that is valuable to me, I want other people to know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to hide it because I mean the Bible says my people perish for lack of knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for a place where I can actually reach people who need this information.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. So I searched. Thank God I saw your page, and then I said, okay, Peter is teaching people how to gain scholarship, how to gain admission in school through scholarship. Right. Okay. How about they come here as permanent residents? Because when you come as a permanent resident, your school fees will be much reduced. You won't be paying like international students anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, okay, I want to show people this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I came to your page. And actually, before I came to your page, I was kind of apprehensive. I was thinking, what if he says he doesn't want to? He's not interested. But I'm like, okay, let me take the shot. So I took the shot, and we are live.
Of course. Thank you very much for joining me. If today is your first time watching me, my name is Peter Bewa. Inspiring Africa with Peter Bowen. In fact, this program is really touching life. Today, our sister moved to Canada as permanent resident. Let's her share his story, the thing that he did, and then you can also learn and also do the same thing. So, sister, generally, what do you know about permanent resident? Like, is it somebody's watching us? Is it possible for the person to move to Canada to become permanent resident? What are some of the documents? What are some of the
Yeah.
degrees? What are some of the documents? What are some of the things that the person should do that can really happen? In fact, some people are also watching us from YouTube. I'm live on my YouTube page. I'm live on my Twitter page and also live on the Facebook page. So share this live video. Let's go. Thank you very much. My sister, I'm watching you.
Okay. So to begin with, anybody can be a permanent resident
Mm-hmm,
of Canada. Anybody. And I'm using anybody because I'm using myself as the case study, right?
mm-hmm,
And then I've seen people who are permanent residents who have more qualification than me. I've seen people who are permanent residents who have less qualification than me, right? So anybody can be a permanent resident. See, the thing is, if you are willing to do your research, thank God for the internet now. The internet is a gold mine.
mm,
Anything that you don't know, you don't need anyone to teach you, sit you in a class and teach you. You don't need that anymore. As
mm-hmm,
long as you have data, and I'm talking to people that have data because it's the same data that you're using to be on Facebook now or on YouTube, right?
mm-hmm,
So if you can do your research and if you say, if you refuse that no one is going to cheat me out of what I actually want for myself, you will have it. So, so, let's begin. So, um, those watching me, you want to be permanent resident of Canada.
mm-hmm,
Well, congratulations, actually, right? So now I want to tell you this. There are different pathways that you can become a permanent resident. In fact, Mr. Peter, I've started this is the actual sermon now. So can I go on or you want
Yeah,
to
you
ask me
can
questions
continue.
about?
The
Okay.
space is for you.
Okay, thank you. So there are pathways that you can use to become permanent residents in Canada. Now there's the every application for permanent residence, of course, it goes through IRCC. But IRCC also gives provinces the power of attorney to nominate some people, right? Now, IRCC on its own, they have different, we call it pathways, right? Pathways, that's like different channels, meaning it's not just tied to people with MSc, it's not tied to people who schooled in Canada, or it's not tied to people who worked in Canada. No. So I'm going to be explaining some of those pathways. And Mr. Peter, I know Mr. Peter is a very busy man. I would never want to hold him back. This is 12:30, so by in 45 minutes, I want to cover some of the things. I know I may not cover everything.
What
I
I'm
can't
doing
hear
is
you.
that what I'm doing is that the page is yours. Somebody want to work, come to Canada as permanent resident. Now over 220 people are watching us right now. I just want
Oh,
you to share this live video. So the floor is for you. Just speak. Tell them the things, the document that they will need and everything. Then let's go on. Thank you very much.
okay. So the first way, there's the one we call the express entry, right? For the express entry, even though the express entry is divided into different channels also, in the express entry, there's the one we call the Federal Skilled Worker Program. That's the one where um you have a skill in terms of your occupation now, right? In terms of what you studied in school or what you work as. And then you say, okay, Canada is in need of dentists, for example. And then you get your documents ready that prove that you are actually a dentist, and then you get into the pool. I mean, if you've seen my page, you've been hearing me talk about entering the pool. Entering the pool is just creating your own express entry profile, right? So that when IRCC decides to invite dentists, they will invite you to apply for permanent residency, right? Now, for the express entry for the Federal Skilled Worker Program, IRCC invites all manner of occupations, all manner of professionals, all manner of them. And I want to say this, right? Is not just tied to what you studied in school. For example, if you studied natural sciences, for example, and you are working as you're working as a receptionist, right? As long as you have that work experience, as long as you have the job description, you have that to prove that I am actually working as a receptionist. IRCC will invite you when they decide to invite receptionists. Okay. Now, after the federal skilled worker program, of course, for the federal skilled worker program, you need to write your IELTS. And the type of IELTS that you need to write, that's the IELTS general, the IELTS academics for those who are coming to school here. Now, after you write the IELTS general, then you evaluate your certificate. And in evaluating your certificate, you want to evaluate your highest degree. Okay, you evaluate your highest degree. That means if you have masters or and BSc, you want to evaluate your masters, because the higher your degree, the higher points you will have, right, on their point ranking system. Now, after you evaluate your certificate, you go to their website, you create your own profile. Now, when you create your own profile, what you're doing is that you are telling IRCC, look, I'm in your database now with this degree or this work experience. So whenever they need someone who has that work experience, they will invite you to apply. Okay. Now, the second way, there's one we call the Canadian Experience Class, but that's for people who are already in Canada. Okay. Um, I want to be sure I'm not talking to myself. So if you can hear me, Mr. Peter is not here. If you can hear me, please just indicate that you can hear
Please
me.
talk. I can hear you. You continue to
Okay.
talk. Flow. I can hear you. Everything is all
Okay,
right.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so the Canadian Experience Class, that's for people who have who schooled in Canada, or who have worked in Canada, and then they're currently in Canada, and they have at least 1 year, 6 months to 1 year of continuous work experience. Okay. And now there's the provincial nomination. Now, every province in Canada, they have, like I said earlier, Canada, IRCC allows provinces to decide the people that they want to come to their province. All right. So for provincial nomination, different provinces in Canada, they can decide to say, okay, they can look at their workforce and they say, it looks as though we are lacking medical doctors. It looks as though we're lacking nurses, or it doesn't even have to be the healthcare jobs. It can be something as simple as salespeople. For example, they can say, okay, we want managers in sales, we want retail salespeople, right? And then they can say, okay, we are going to go into the express entry pool, that is for the one for the general express entry pool. And then they will invite people who have that work experience. And how that works is this: when you create your express entry profile, and I always stress this thing, when you create your express entry profile, you are supposed to tick off all the provinces, because you never know the province that will need your work experience. So when you create your express entry profile, you tick off all of the provinces, so that in case Alberta, for example, if they want what you do, if they need people in with your work experience, they will invite you. Now, for the provincial nomination, it's not the same with direct federal invitation. The provincial nomination works in such a way that it favors you if the province nominates you, because that nomination from the province, it will give you 600 points. You see that? Whereas if you were in the federal express entry pool, the your points may not be up to, because sometimes they can decide to say we want people with 500 and above points. Then those are the people that they will invite. Now, what the provincial nomination does for you as a person is that it will give you the point, it will give you 600 points. When you have 600 points, that means anytime that there's a federal draw for all programs, you are getting invited. Do you see that now? So now, there are other factors that determine whether a province will send you a notification of interest. Okay. Now, some factors like if you have a sibling, or if you have a family connection in that province, they can say, okay, we want people who have family connection and who have this work experience. If you have a job offer in that province, They'll say, okay, we want to give nomination to people with job offers. If you have what's the other word? If you have okay, a province can decide to say, okay, even if it's not a direct family connection, even if it's your second cousin, for example, or is your nephew or is your niece. You see, they are not your direct family now, they are not your immediate family. But there are provinces that give that grace, that even if you don't have a direct sibling, if it's your cousin. And then there are provinces that say you can invite your friend. Can you imagine? Just a friend, right? Okay, so a province like Manitoba, they do something like that. And then provinces can also say, okay, if you don't have any of these connections, you don't have a direct sibling, you don't have a distant relative or a friend in that province, just because you have an occupation or you have a skill that they want, healthcare for example, because that's like the main one right now. There are other main ones, I'm just using healthcare as an example. So provinces can say, even if you don't have any tie to this our province, but if you are in healthcare or you are in transport and hospitality, for example, they can decide to go to the express entry pool and pick people who have this work experience, right? Now, speaking of that, Alberta, for example, I'm going to, I'll still announce this on my page, but because you people are Peter's friends, and I mean Peter is such an amazing person, I'm just saying this here now. Alberta, right? They plan to invite people on March 1st. This is inside scoop I'm giving you guys. Alberta plans to invite people who are in the hospitality and tourism sector. What does this mean? If you have a business in the hospitality sector or the tourism sector, or if you have a job in the hospitality area or tourism area, right? Now, this is inside scoop, remember? And Alberta plans to do this on the 1st of March. So you see that it's not just about people with job offer now. It's not just about people who have direct relatives now. Now they want to go into the express entry pool and pick people who have this, who are in the hospitality sector. Now, what is that going to do for those people? Those people might have been in the federal express entry pool for so long without getting any invitation to apply. Now, what Alberta will do for them is that Alberta will first rate them, right? Alberta will need them to submit some documents, of course, to prove that they're actually into what they say that they are. And once they submit these things, Alberta will then give them a nomination. That nomination is worth 600 points. With that 600 points, you can just go to sleep. Because you know that anytime that there is a federal invitation to apply, you are getting invited. And of course, if your application is approved, you are landing in Canada as a permanent resident. All right. Now, that is that for the nomination, for the provincial nomination. Now, another draw that IRCC is looking into now, because I told you, Canada, they are looking at the places where they are lacking um, labor force, right? Now, I posted this on my page. You can go back to my page and check it out. Canada is doing something we call category-based draw. This category-based draw it favors people who are in the healthcare, for example. Now, all manner of healthcare. I took a screenshot of that and I posted it on my page. So don't think it's only limited to doctors and nurses. No, 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 no. People, even nurse assistants, right? A lot of them. Now, for people who are in healthcare, people who are in the STEM, now STEM is science, technology, engineering, mathematicians, right? So if you are working in any place as a mathematician or as a statistician or anything that is related to that, IRCC is interested in you. They want you to come to Canada and they want you to come as a permanent resident. And if you have a family, you are coming with your family. Okay. And now they're also inviting people in trade occupations. They're inviting people in transport. They're inviting people in French, if you can speak French. I mean, I learned French in school, Mr. Peter, but I never took French seriously at all. If I had known, I would have taken it very seriously. So if you can speak French, right, Canada wants you. Okay. So, and I know that as I'm saying this, Mr. Peter, you have enriched your people's minds so much that you have a lot of people who are already in this category. Now,
Mm-hmm.
for that trade occupations, can you imagine? There was a time that if you were a carpenter or a plumber, for example, they look at you like Canadian immigration may not work in your favor, but it's not true. Do you know why? Because right now Canada is looking for people who are in trade occupations. You don't have to go to the university. They want you, but there's a caveat to that. The caveat is that you have to have a certificate from a recognized institution. And when I mean institution, I don't mean university. You have to have a certificate from a trade institution, because I know in Nigeria there are institutions that you want to be a mechanical engineer without going to the university. You can just go. I think that's for, sometimes it's for a year. Some institutions take up to 2 years, right? They train you in this thing and they give you a certificate. There are these institutions that are recognized. IRCC know them well. So you can come to Canada as a plumber. You can come to Canada as a fridge or AC repair mechanic. Can you imagine? I never knew these things before, right? So that's not only for people who went to school. If you're a welder also, Canada wants you. In fact, not wants, Canada needs you. But you have to be able to prove that you are what you say you are, right? Which brings me to the next point before I go ahead to what Canada wants. I've
Okay,
often
wait. Thank you very much for. So I don't know why your name is not showing here. So this is
my
my
name is
one of
Winnie.
Winnie. So he's a Nigerian that is also teaching us how to move to Canada as permanent resident. And I believe that these are some of the quality information that we can share on my page to help and ignite other people to also use. He used the same route to come to Canada as permanent resident. I believe if you're consistent with your determination and whatever you want to achieve in life, you can still do it. So it's not at school that we are talking or work or something like that. We are talking about different things. So what I want you to do is that just share this live video. I am live on my YouTube page, Peter Belwa TV. You can subscribe over there. I'm also live on my Twitter page, Peter Belwa, and also Facebook on Peter Belwa. Today I can't stream on TikTok, but just do it like that. And also you can follow her page. I have tagged him on my post as well. Thank you very much. So my sister, continue. Yeah.
Mr. Peter, thank you so much for that. So I was talking about people who are in trade occupations, right? And I said that even if you don't have that university degree, try and make sure that that thing you say you're doing, that you have a certificate to back that up, right? So how can I get a certificate? Well, there are institutions that can give you that, but we're also working on that, because I mean, it can be saddening to know that someone has dreams of moving to Canada, and then it's because of it just maybe their university, right? So we are working on a platform that gives people the certificate that they want, so that once you present that to IRCC, they will know, okay. And now another point I want to point out is this, right? Go on your platforms, your online platforms. If you are on Twitter, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and then on your LinkedIn, right? Whatever it is that you are presenting to IRCC as your occupation, do yourself a great favor and make sure that your online presence is in line with what you're presenting yourself as. I'm saying this because I know people who have been denied visa simply because their online presence contradicts what they are claiming. I'll give you an example. This guy, he's an engineer, right? He's an engineer. And then when he applied for permanent residence, not even to IRCC now, he applied to a province. A province gave him a notification of interest. And then everything was going fine. But on his Facebook, he was, these people that they just talk anyhow on Facebook. And then he was talking on very sensitive issues. See, there are issues that are very sensitive online. I don't want to start mentioning the names of those issues because, like I said, it's a sensitive issue, right? There are sensitive issues that if you don't have something positive to contribute to it, don't say anything about it at all. right? And then this guy wasn't posting his work as an engineer. He wasn't, posting things that will let people know, okay, this is what I do. Nothing on his profile that says that he's an engineer. Do you know, the day that the case officer took up his file, the case officer rejected his application. He didn't know why his application was rejected. It was when he ordered GCMS notes. There's something we call GCMS notes, right? When he ordered that, it was the officer wrote a note on his file that his online presence doesn't indicate what he says he is. Can you imagine that? I didn't know these people even go online sometimes. These officers, they have the time sometimes to go online and then they look for you. Now, the same thing happened with me, right? When I applied to, when Alberta gave me notification of interest, after some time, I noticed on my LinkedIn, because I was smart enough to go and, you know, um what's that word again? I was very smart to go to my LinkedIn. I revamped my LinkedIn so that what I'm claiming I do would tally with what I actually do on LinkedIn, right? Now, it was sometime later before I got my nomination, I was notified that someone from Alberta Services, viewed my profile on LinkedIn. So imagine if I had not revamped my LinkedIn, imagine what would have happened. It would have been straight up rejection, right?
So they visited the LinkedIn page to check
Oh
your
yeah,
LinkedIn
yeah.
page.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. So even if you are not on LinkedIn, that's okay, right? It's even better you are not on any of these platforms, which I don't even advise that. It's even better that you are not there than you are there, and then you say you are a doctor, and then there's nothing to show for it, or you say you. In fact, doctor is even better, because for a doctor, there's a license you have to provide also, right? Anyway, I don't want to touch too much on that. That's that for that, right? So another way you can come to Canada as a permanent resident is you can apply to jobs, right? Let's say the express entry, your point is not up to, and then now no province is giving you the attention that you want on the provincial nomination pathway, right? And you are not in any of those trade occupations that I told you Canada is interested in. That's French, healthcare, all those trade occupations, right? Another way is this: you can apply to jobs. Now, Canada number one job website is Job Bank, right? Now, there are other companies that they recruit people from foreign workers, and then they help you to cater to everything about your visa, right? But Canada's number one recognized job platform is Job Bank. And I'm just gonna say is jobbank.gc.ca. I'll say it again for those that came prepared with their pen and paper. Is jobbank.gc.ca. Now, when you go to Job Bank, it's not just every job that you will apply to, because I've already said that I already have a video on that, how to streamline your job search if you are a foreigner, right? I have that video on my page. Please go ahead and check it out. Download it if you have to, so you can use it as a guide, right? Now, on Job Bank, you are going to streamline your search to jobs that are for people who are not in Canada, right? So now when you get that, when they give you a job offer, now that job offer has to come with something we call LMIA. It's called LIMIA. When you get that job, you will now come back to the express entry pool, and then that the province will see that you actually have a job offer, because you are going to indicate it in your profile that you have a job offer from this province, right? And then that province, they will now give you they will not invite you to apply to the province first of all before they give you that nomination, right? So I think I've covered everything, just in the skeletal aspect of it. But one thing I want you to know is the documents that you require, right? If you have a degree, evaluate your degree.
So,
Go on,
but
evaluate.
the evaluation, somebody is asking, how can I evaluate my transcript? What do
Okay.
you mean by that?
Okay, now there are bodies that you can use to evaluate your degree. There is WES, that's wes.org, WES.org, right? And then after WES, there's ICAS, IQAS. right? But the most popular one is West.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you are a doctor, especially doctors, right? If you're a doctor, you don't evaluate with West. I'm going to put there's one that you evaluate, because if you evaluate with West will do your evaluation quite all right. But as a doctor, you are going to get a master's evaluation. That body will evaluate your certificates on a master's level, right? If you use words, they will just evaluate it on a BSc level, and a master's level gets more points than a BSc level. It's not just about medical doctors. If you are like an optometrist, all these um doctoral, all these medical profession that give doctor of this. Okay, so whether you're an eye doctor, yeah, all those things, right? So the first thing you will do is to evaluate your certificate with WES or ICAS. The second thing you do, if you have a degree, is to write your IELTS. The IELTS you'll be writing is the IELTS general. Now, when you write your IELTS, attempt to max out, we call it maxing out, attempt to get the highest degrees in your exam. And I always tell people, don't be afraid of this exam because it's an exam. Mr. Peter,
So you wrote one.
yes, I did. Yes, I
So
did.
how did you, how what are some of the things that you were doing that you were able to pass these exams?
Okay, the first things first, in Nigeria, we're used to speaking pidgin English, vernacular, right?
Mm-hmm.
First things first is to tell yourself that I'm going to write this IELTS exam. So consciously start speaking English. Consciously. Consciously. When you have discussion, now this I'm going to get to other things, right? But consciously start speaking in the English language, so that record yourself speaking, so that even when you after you record yourself, you listen to it. IELTS, they don't need your phonetics, or no, no, no. That's not what they are judging. There are some things that they judge: how you your collocations, for example, the way you pronounce words, how sharp your words are, right? Now, also, I went online. IDP IELTS, for example, they have materials that you can use to prepare for your IELTS, right? And there are many, just like I told you, this internet is a gold mine. When you go on the internet, search for IELTS Liz or J IELTS. IELTS Liz is IELTS, then LIZ, right? Or J IELTS. So these are some of the people that are very good with preparing you for your IELTS, right? Do some exercises, do some speaking exercises, do some writing. Now the writing is divided into two parts. There's the first part where it can be maybe a letter, mostly a letter though. Now the second one is an essay, where they want to know how you use big grammar and still make sense of what the topic is, right? So you do some practice on your own. Okay, that is that for IELTS. And then I've mentioned that you need to evaluate your certificate. You need to prepare and write your IELTS. Remember, the IELTS you'll be writing is the IELTS general. Okay, you need to prepare for that. And also, I was talking about the fear of exam, right, Mr. Peter? There's this thing that once we say, oh, there's an exam, there's this fear. Listen, if you've been taught all your life in the English language, you don't need to fear the IELTS. You don't need to. It's just an English exam. Okay, so all you have to do is you train yourself not to do all those things that might that might reduce your score.
What is that? I think Masa.
Yeah, that's things like
Mm.
that, right? And then get your certificate ready. If you have, in fact, you won't be the one to send your results, your transcript to your school. No, it will be done by your institution. Your institution is going to do that one, but you have to go to west.com, then you register. When you register, West will give you a reference number. So with that reference number, you will reach out to your school. Also, West will also contact your school. But if you have someone in your school's exams and records or whatever department who can help you facilitate that, because sometimes some people can be so naive about some things, right? The person who works in the office in your school, they may not know how important this thing is to you. So whatever it is that you have to do to get them going with West, You just do that, okay? So I've talked about I've talked about IELTS. Then the next thing is you actually create an express entry profile. I've been saying this thing. IRCC cannot come and give you an invitation to apply from your house. That's not going to happen. See, it's not enough that you listen to what I'm saying now. I want you to take action too. That's what Mr. Peter has been talking about. He's talking about taking action. Take the action. After you do the necessary, after you've heard me, go back and take action. Join, enter the pool. Okay, enter the pool, because I mean they cannot come and invite you from your Facebook. No, create your express entry profile, and remember, when you create your profile, tick all the provinces that you are interested in them. You never know the province that will wake up tomorrow and say, okay, we want people in this profession. I just gave you an inside scoop about Alberta. On March 1st, they plan to invite people in the hospitality and tourism sector. Now, you might have been in the pool for so long, and do you know the beautiful thing about provincial nomination is this, right? Whereas the IRCC, they may say they want people who have maybe 450, 500 and above. They want people who have that kind of score. The province will reduce their own score. Mr. Peter, I came through the province, right? The province gave me a nomination. If it was left for IRCC alone, I wouldn't stand a chance at all. But the province, they gave me a nomination. My score then was less than what IRCC was asking for. So even if you have up to 300, for example, provinces will nominate you, right? And then you have what they're looking for. Okay, so when you create your express entry profile, and I'm talking to those who are already in the pool, maybe you didn't tick Alberta. If you're in the pool already and you have this, you are in tourism, right? You are in not just health now, you are in health, you're in tourism, you are in the transport. Go and tick Alberta that you are interested in Alberta. Who knows? On March 1st, Alberta might give you a notification of interest, right? Now, there's something that I want to talk about now. If you check my page, I wrote that IRCC invited people in in transport company, and then people in health also. Now this is direct invitation from IRCC, right? I wrote that, and just in case someone was wondering, you may not have your page, your occupation may not be, it may not be something that is listed on my screenshots. You are going to see that, but just in case your occupation is not listed there, and you know how in Canada has different names, they call different occupations. What we call what we call healthcare assistant, for example, in Nigeria, or what we call palliative nurse in Nigeria, might be what Canada calls healthcare assistant here. So when they want to invite people in health and they say healthcare assistants, they should also, we are interested in you. Now, because you in your country, maybe they call that your job description is palliative nurse, you may think that that invitation is not for you. That's not true. All right. What you should do is this: you should go to, oh, how can I wish I could share my screen with you so that you can better understand what I'm talking about, right? But on that okay, let me just give me a moment, Mr. Peter. Let me just bring that out on my page, because I want to be practical about this thing. Because what happens is that most people just cancel
I
themselves
think
and
I think I think because of the exams, the English language test you wrote, the way you are flowing with the English there. Hey, me, I'm shocked. Oh. Hey,
Mr.
and I
Peter,
say,
please,
I'm
you've
just
flattered me, but
I'm
thank
just confused. You there today, you just close my mouth. Oh. Okay, what team it is? What? Hey, bro, for no every good muzana. You are really speaking nice English. Oh, we are just
thank you.
local boys. We says that
Okay.
God will do for us. God will do for us. Okay.
Okay, so I've seen that stuff I was looking for. So I'm going to use an example for people who are in health. Okay. Now there's something we call NOC code. NOC code means is a national occupation classification. That's something that Canada uses to class the different occupations that they have. Now, these occupations, they have one big umbrella. They can say those in health. And then for those in health, there's is one big umbrella. It covers people who are, for example, listen to this. People who are Mr. Peter, okay. It covers people who are specialists in clinical and laboratory medicine, specialists in surgery, veterinarians, dentists. So you see, when you hear healthcare, someone who is a dentist might say that healthcare is not for me. That's not true. It is for you. If you go to my page, I listed, I put a screenshot of all those that Canada considers to be healthcare. But just in case you know that you are working in healthcare and then you don't see yourself in this, you don't see your own group. What I want you to do is, you see, there's a place that is on my page is written unit group code. That unit group code is the knock code. Now with that knock code, I want you to go to Google and type knock. Let me use specialist in clinical and laboratory medicine, for example. You type knock 31100. If you go to my page, you will see this that I'm talking about. Okay. Can hear you.
Some people are asking, what is your page? They want to know. I've tagged the, if
We
you
need
go to my page.
Lodia.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Miss Miss Mr.
Can
Peter, can you maybe type it out so that they can quickly go to my
I
page?
don't know if I can even type here. Please, is it Otnell? Please go to my page and copy the this thing and post it here. You talk, they will post it on my this thing.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. Okay. So what if you are in the healthcare? Remember, we're using healthcare, right? If you're in healthcare and then you think that this job is not, this Canada thing is not for you, or you are thinking that Canada is only inviting people who are, that's not true. So I'm going to use other, okay. So if you can go to Google, even now, if you have another device, you go to Google, you type NOC space 33109, right? When you do that, it's going to show you the different occupations that are under this knock code. Now, how does that benefit you? It benefits you in the sense that what you are doing as a job now may not be what they call it in Canada. Okay, what your home country calls your job might not be what IRCC calls it. But when you check what IRCC calls it, IRCC will list other names that they have for that particular job. Okay, now I think I'm lecturing. Mr. Peter is a lecturer, so I think I'm lecturing. But if you understand what I'm saying, I want you to write in the comment section, I understand what you're saying. If you don't understand, I will explain it again. It's my job. I will explain it again. So if you understand what I'm saying, please please
Today,
write.
yeah, today, yeah, I've met my Shami meter. I've met one brilliant. Ay, what? The English is going. What? Me, I'm confused. As if he's rapping me. What in me this? Yeah, that's very fine. Some people have been tagging your Facebook page here. Because
Okay, thank you so much.
this teaching is very deep. We have a lot to do. Thank you very much. So, my sister, you can continue. Today, I said that the floor is for you. My page is for you. Me, I'm not talking because I don't. I'm just confused looking at you. So just talk. We are listening because it's very the
Okay.
way you are talking is very good. And
Okay,
then
so
yeah,
yeah, because Mr. Peter, you see, when people don't know these things, they won't know that it's possible for them to come to this country because they don't know, right? Because the information that they have is probably that, oh, Canada is for the intellectuals. It's not true, guys. I just told you, Canada wants plumbers. If you're a plumber, Canada wants you. Okay, so back to the knock code that I was talking about, right? If you understood what I said about the knock code, can you please let me know that you understood it? If you don't understand it, I will explain it again. I mean, I'm not this information God gave it to me, so I can't keep it to myself. I must
some
share
they
it.
are asking. They are asking. Please, the code again. Some I don't know.
Okay. So about the knock code. The knock code, knock means National Occupational Classification. And how did I start explaining this knock code? I started explaining it because I said Canada is interested in trade occupations now. Not just trade occupations. Canada listed 6 categories of people or 6 categories of occupations that they are interested in now. Now, this doesn't include the general people in the pool. Okay, it doesn't include the general draw invitation to apply that okay, if you have up to 500 and above, Canada will invite you to apply. No. For example, just for example, sometime earlier this month of February, Canada invited 7,000 persons that can speak French, right? And these people, you have to prove that you are who you say you are, right? They wrote they wrote the French exam. Instead of writing IELTS, they wrote the French exam. And can I tell you what what these people scored in their CRS score? Their score was 365. And Canada invited them to apply for permanent residence. So just in case your score is not up to 400, is not up to 500, right? I'm giving you an inside scoop now. Canada is interested in these 6 categories. I'm going to mention them again. Healthcare, number one.
No, no, wait. The healthcare, we have been preaching that if you're in healthcare, me Peter Kurana, I was even looking for a lady in healthcare because you know what it is. I see, but people don't really want to understand healthcare. You can still come to the pool. The fact is that I believe that the fact is that people are afraid of the exams, which I think that it is one of the major key. So you, my sister, continue. So one is what healthcare.
Okay, yeah. One is healthcare. The other one is French. If you can write French, if you can write in French. Now, the only thing they will need you to do in French is just to write the French exam. That is TEF. Okay, that's the equivalent of IELTS, but IELTS is English. The TF is French. Okay, so once
Mm.
you write that French exam, that's all you need to do. Once you write it without your French exam, you enter the pool, indicate that it was French that you wrote, right? Now another thing is STEM. This is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. If you're a statistician, if you're a mathematician, please, Canada is looking for you, right?
You said what? Canada is looking for the person.
I
Well, the way you are saying it, as if you say Canada is looking for the person, eh? So if
yes,
you are a
so
mathematician, Canada is looking.
yes,
Oh my goodness. Okay,
yes, yes, yes.
go on. Well, let us know
So,
the person Canada is looking for them. We will find them today.
and then people in agriculture also. People in agriculture, if you have a job that is in the agro business, Canada is calling. In fact, they're not looking for you. Canada is calling you. Pick their call. They're calling you. Okay. And then for people who are in trade occupations, I'm going to mention some of those trade occupations. Carpenters, Canada wants you. Plumbers, contractors, construction workers, welders, fridge and AC mechanics. There are lots of them, but these are just the ones I want to mention on this live video. Okay. Now, I was talking about how to get the nitty gritty of your job because sometimes what you call your job in your place of work, the job title might not be what Canada calls their own job title here. Okay. So, how you can know that is this using healthcare and agriculture, for example. I wrote out the things that the people who are in the agri sector that Canada is inviting to apply for permanent residence. And I want to quickly find that on my page because I want to give you raw, unfiltered information. So people who are in the agri sector, for example, just a moment, please. I know I have a lot of questions. I know I'm going to attend to you. I really want to attend to you. I want to. Okay, so for people who are in the agri sector, please listen to this. Butchers, retail and wholesale butchers. The second group of people who are in the agri sector
Okay,
that can.
so I think you have another phone that you can go through the questions on my page. So when you click the video, you see all the questions people have asked. Then you answer. I'll join you later. Okay,
Okay,
please
okay.
continue talking. Your life is it is every. I'm listening, but I'm doing something. So
Thank you.
continue
It's
doing
okay.
it. Please, if
It's
you
okay.
are watching this live video, share it so that other people will join.
And then follow
Over
my page also.
follow page. I'll tag you.
Okay, it's okay. Then I mentioned butchers, retail and wholesale. Okay. Now the second one is agricultural service contractors and farm supervisors. So if you have a job where it's a farm, right? And then you were a supervisor, and you know that it's an actual company. Even if you are self-employed, right? Canada wants you. Now, contractors and supervisors, landscaping, grounds maintenance, and horticulture services. Okay. But how can I know if Canada wants me? Because these things I've mentioned is not my job. That's not my job title. Oh, that is very simple. I will give you the inside scoop right now. If you're on my page, right, and you saw where I wrote Canada immigration updates, that was for agriculture. Now, that screenshot that you see on my page is what you are going to use. You type, there's a code beside each occupation. If you use 63201, for example, and you type it on Google, just type knock 63201. You are going to see all the people, all the jobs that are associated with this. Now, that job might not be called retail and wholesale where you work, right? That might not be what your boss calls it in your workplace, but this is what they call it in this Canada. So what you're going to do is you are going to scroll, you will see the job description. That job description might match what you're looking for. It's just that the job title is different. When you read the job description of this not code, if the job description matches with what you're looking for, you are the one Canada is looking for. Okay, I think I've had a lot to say, right? So I'd like to take some questions now.
Yeah.
Mr. Peter.
Continue.
The thing is, as I'm taking these questions, I think that's going to is going to this because I have to scroll. I don't know why I'm not seeing. I
You're not
wonder
seeing
also.
you're not seeing the questions.
It's only one question I'm seeing, but let me
Okay,
see if I
I'll
can
be
log in.
putting you the I'll be giving you the questions so that you
It's
answer
okay,
on the screen.
but also let me see if I can log in with my laptop so that I can be seeing the questions on my laptop.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, thank you for the follow. I see all of them. I actually see them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please share this post so that a lot more people can know that something is happening here. Okay. So let me get to this now. Okay. So let me get to this now. Okay. So let me get okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, please. Let me get to this now. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to start. Oh God, there are lots of questions, but it's okay. Must the yeah, Haron. I hope you guys can hear me. So yeah, Haron. Harun. I hope I'm pronouncing your name well. He said, must the work you're doing correspond with your qualifications? No, it must not. If you studied something else in school and you are doing something else, as long as that job is what Canada is looking for, it must not. You will get an invitation to apply. Okay. And also, as long as you have sufficient work experience in that, you get an invitation to apply. Please kindly share her Facebook page. My Facebook page is at, okay, Nat Otnell already shared it. Thank you so much, Kote. Okay. That's my field, French. Oh, Mark, really? Wow. Mark, you're coming from my page, right? I am so happy. Please, whatever you can do, all right? Write the French exam and get in the pool. I can't wait to celebrate with you when you get your invitation to apply. Wow. Congratulations in advance, Mark. Okay. I just joined. It's teacher's part. Teacher's part? Um, teacher's part? I don't understand what you're asking. Teacher's part. What teacher's part, please? Peter, I'm agriculture extension officer. Then you will see me. Okay, yeah, sure. Canada wants those in agriculture also. Please, what about auto mechanics? Auto mechanics, I think that falls under engineering, or even if it doesn't fall under engineering, I hope that falls under their trade occupation, right? I hope so. I have not heard anything about business or accountants. Well, just do your parts. Get into the pool, right? Accountancy, that should, yeah. The mathematics, I told you, STEM also, right? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics too. So you can you can get in the pool also, right? Create a profile. Okay. Yeah, Harun, thank you for answering what a knock code is. What about biochemist? Anthony, I believe you are from my page. Yes, you are relevant to Canada, right? But Anthony, there's something that we're going to do. That STEM, I want us to explore that science option also. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to check the knock codes that are under STEM and then open them one by one and check if there is anywhere that what you are doing now falls under. Okay, because your job might be called your job title where you work might be biochemist, but Canada might not call it biochemist. They might group it under science. So we are going to do that. I haven't forgotten about you, of course not. Yeah, I said this express entry isn't for the fainted heart. Well, it is not for the fainted heart, and that's why a lot of people don't know about it and the inside scoop of it. That's why I'm here to give you the scoop. Self-employed, yes, there is a place for self-employed people. Now it depends on what your work is, but please, guys, listen to this. If you are self-employed, um, if it's possible for you, as much as it's possible for you, get an account where you receive money from your clients. All right, because that is very important. Get a separate account for it. If you can even do just a little business registration, it doesn't have to be the whole limited liability, but no. You just even registering your business name, okay, and then create your online presence about your business where you put it. And most importantly, the discussions that you have with your clients, have them ready, because there will come a time that IRCC may ask you may have to submit proof that you discuss with your clients. All right. So discussions that you have with your clients, don't be those people that you talk with your clients and then you delete. Don't delete those things. Keep them because you are going to need them. And then have good relationships with your clients also. Because I know someone who she's self-employed, and then when she indicated interest that she wants to come to Canada, one of the things that the officer reviewing her file asked her was proof. They asked her to for proof that she's actually working with people that she says she's working with. Okay, so what she did was she just went to some of her clients, and then they wrote her a reference letter. Some of her clients did that for her. So in the reference letter, they highlighted her business name, what she does, the services that she provides, right? So those things are very important. Okay. Can someone be in the pool with just WAEC for caregiver job? Someone with more than 5 years experience as auxiliary nurse. The person did 2 years diploma in nursing school, but the nursing school is not recognized. Yeah, that's true. So I doubt if West can evaluate the result from the school. So that's why I mentioned WAEC. Can the person write IELTS, evaluate WAEC, and register in the pool? Since the minimum qualification for caregiver is mostly high school certificate. Yes. Actually, you can evaluate that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But my advice to you, Ifunanya, Stella, my advice to you will be this, right? Go to jobbank.gc.com.ca. Sorry, jobbank.gc.ca. Nathaniel, if you can write it out for us, that would be amazing. Thank you. Jobbank.gc.ca. So when you do that, when you do that, go to there's a video on my page where you can search how to get jobs in Canada. So when you go there, you just look for jobs in healthcare, right? That nursing, for example, look for it because sometimes people want foreign workers. Oh yeah, some companies or some employers in Canada they can say, okay, we want foreign workers in healthcare, not just nursing now. Maybe home support worker, for example, and then they say, okay, we're willing to give that person a job. Now, with your work experience and your certificate, you are going to prove that, oh, I am doing this thing. When you apply to those jobs, and then those employers they see you and they give you a job offer. With that job offer, you can apply to provincial nomination. Okay. And some of these employers actually help you sponsor your coming to Canada. So forget about whether you don't have BSc in nursing or anything. Look for jobs. Oh, I think I've said a lot. Please, can we get your page? Someone is still asking if you can get my page, or is that an old one? Do caregivers supposed to?
Okay, can you continue answering the question, or you are tired?
No, like I'm trying to answer as much as
Answer
I
order.
can.
You speak. Talk. Today you want to talk. I'm giving you the platform. Talk. Talk. I'm coming. I'll join you later. Just give me some minutes. I beg you
Okay,
guys. I'm doing something now. I'll join you later.
okay. Um, I'm trying to see if I can scroll. Okay, so where do we continue this thing from? All right. Oh God. Okay. Okay. So the questions are back on. What if someone? Oh, what Cora Kingsley is asking, what if someone who studied mechanical engineering and has 2 years of experience in mechanical engineering and human resource? How can that person be nominated? Okay, you have you studied mechanical engineering and then you have experience in that. Beautiful. You don't have to wait for a province to nominate you. Okay. What you would do is this: evaluate your degree, write your IELTS, because any moment from now, IRCC is going to give invitation to apply to people who are in engineering. All right. People who are in engineering. And then I'm going to look for those knock codes, those job descriptions and knock codes, and I'll put it on my page. So when you come to my page, you will see, and then you know if this tallies with what you're doing. So, Kingsley, for your question, you don't even have to wait for the provincial nomination. So just by you being in the pool alone as a mechanical engineer, when IRCC draws for people in STEM, you'll be invited. Someone is still asking if they can get my page. Oh dear. Okay, it's Winnie Lodia. I mean, should I? I don't know if I should do it and paste on so that people can see, but that's not possible now, right? Someone is asking. I have a friend who's almost through with her PhD, French. Oh, what's that? I have a friend who's almost through with her PhD in French. I'm not seeing the whole question. Okay. I'm not seeing the. Okay. I have a friend who's almost through with her PhD French. Yet no job. How can she move? Okay. If she studied French, that means she can write that French exam, right? If your friend can write that TEF, that's the French exam, let her write it, evaluate her highest degree. She's going to get a lot of points for that. Evaluate her highest degree, write French, and then enter the pool. I'm telling you, she will get an invitation to apply. But I see the person who asked this question is Joel Adeleke Oluwasakin. I hope I'm calling it right, please. If you're the one, just leave me a message or leave a comment on one of my posts. Just say I am Joel about the French. Just write I am Joel about the French. Okay, I'm going to tell you a few things so that your friend can do. All right. And someone is replying, is she single or married?
No, that was an error. So you can continue, please.
Who
Why
said? Who said?
can't
Is it you or me?
sorry?
Who is saying that? Is it single? Are they talking to me or you are the one they are
What
asking?
what is your, we know you're single. We know. We
Ah,
know.
okay. Okay. Not me. Okay.
Okay, no. Someone was asking, when Kobina was asking Joel if the friend is single or married, and I think I know why they're asking this question though. But I'm just going to keep it to myself, right? I'm just going to act like I don't know what you're talking about. But it doesn't matter if your friend is single or married. What is the code for trade and the job description? Okay, the code for trade. I'm going to get some of those. I'm going to get some of those codes, not codes, and put them on my page so that once you, and I'm going to put also the job description so that if the job description tallies with what you want, if it tallies with what you're doing, you know that Canada is calling you. What about excavator operator? Excavator operator. Excavator. I'm trying to see what trade occupation that falls under. But either way, if the person, okay, I know that there is a space for land surveyors. There's a space for that. Now, this person asking for trade operator, do you have a degree, even if it's not from um a very recognized institution? Do you have a degree that shows that this is what you do? If you do, Kobe J, please leave me a message on my page, or just um comment. Just say I'm J about the excavator operator. Just say that, and I will know. Okay, Kimberly is asking, can someone get a job with just YX certificate if the person has experience in skilled workers like computer programming designer, hairstylist? Okay, Akimpelo Adejoke, you have experience in computer programming. If you have experience in computer programming, the first question I'll ask is, do you have any certificate for that? If you do, then great. But if you don't, now you can explore that job route, right? You can explore it. That jobbank.gc.ca. Can photographers and videographers apply for PR? Oh, yes, surely they can. They can. How about those in geology? Israel is asking, how about those in geology, earth science, and environmental management? Yes, guys, I've been saying this thing. Science, technology, engineering, mathematicians, right? Statisticians. Of course, definitely, they can. They can. Okay, I don't know. I don't think I've answered all the questions, but Othniel, I'm not seeing the questions anymore. I joined late. I have a poor network. Oh, Ellen,
You you see you cannot get what, please.
I'm not seeing all the questions. Okay,
Why?
but it's okay. No, 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 no. That's okay.
Okay, so let me bring it. I can write it here for you. I can type it on the screen for you. Can you see it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
So answer the questions. I'll do that.
I have a bachelor's degree. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. Is it possible for me to move to Canada and have a job? I'm from Zambia. Victor, okay. Victor, yes. You have a bachelor's degree in business administration? Yes, yes, yes. Remember, there was something I said. It's not just about your degree, right? You can you can have a bachelor's degree in business admin and be doing another job that Canada is interested in. You can have work experience in the occupations that they're interested in. So I don't know what your work experience is. Maybe you should leave a comment on one of the posts on my page. Just say I am Victor from Zambia, right? And then I will know that you're the one. But if you have work experience in the occupations that they're looking for, that'd be awesome. Please, I have masters in French. Hey, Freddie, El El Sultan, you have masters in French. Amazing. Go write the TF at once and then evaluate your masters. Oh God, I'm so Mr. Peter, I am really happy for some of your followers, and Thank you for hosting me on this live session, because I'm seeing a lot of people who are qualified for these things, but they just don't know. Thank God that I'm
So
here today.
I am. When you answer the question, I'll be bringing you the questions. Okay, I will join you
Okay,
shortly. I have
please change
short.
this one. I think I've answered this. Madam, ma'am, let's assume one is working as an independent worker and his job falls on the knock. How can he apply for PR? Bring proof that you're doing that job. Get a proof that you're doing it. I said, you're if you're working as an independent worker, surely you have clients that you work with, right? You have people who you go back and forth with in the messages that this is what you're doing. You will have to attach those things though. Yeah, you have to attach that. Just show proof. My dear, I'm in the pool right now, but the cutoff for general is very high. My IELTS is 8.5. Wow. And CRS score is high. Please, what can I do to reach that cutoff? So this question is from Obina. Obina, you want to know what you can do? You said you're in the pool now. The cutoff is high. So Obina, what is your occupation? What is your occupation? We can explore that one. What is your occupation? What exactly do you do? And hopefully what you do will fall under the codes that they are the occupations that they are looking for. Okay, what's your occupation? So next question, please. What mark score must we have in the IELTS? I've answered this question so many times, but the score that you must have in the IELTS, first of all, tell yourself that you want to get the highest possible score. Because you see, for the IELTS, the higher you score in the module, remember, please bring that question back. Bring the question about the IELTS back, if possible. Thank you. Now, there are 4 modules. There's the listening, writing, reading, and speaking. All right. When you fill your Express Entry profile, they're going to ask you for some important information about your IELTS. They're going to tell you to impute your scores. There are options for that, right? So ideally you should tend to max out your IELTS. But the provinces, for example, they require you to have at least a 6 in all of the models. So 6 in listening, 6 in speaking, like that. But I would say aim for a 9, so that even if you don't get a 9, you will fall under 8.5 or 8. But make sure you practice well. See, guys, IELTS is 134,000 now. You don't want to write that exam 2 times. That's almost $100. You don't want to write it 2 times at all. Practice, practice. If you want us to create another group for practicing our IELTS, I'm ready. Okay? I'm just ready. So practice. Degree in marketing, but I have 10 years working experience in customer service. Do I stand a chance for PR? Yep, you do. You stand a chance for PR. You have degree in marketing. First of all, go and evaluate your degree. Go and evaluate that. Yeah. You stand a chance. And then, just like I said, keep an eye open for the provinces also. And now there are aside job bank, there are other jobs, other platforms that recruit people also. I shared that on my page, but I'm going to mention some others. So be sure to follow my page. Okay, it's Winilodia, WINILODIA. How can I get excuse me? How can I get into the please no, bring the question back. How can I get into the express entry pool? Um Express entry pool. I've been talking about this so much. Just create a profile, right? Go to canada.gc.ca. Okay. When you go there, you create a profile. actually Canada.ca. I got Othnia, if we can have that on the screen, that'd be amazing. Canada.ca. So you choose English and then you create your profile. Yes, I have a certificate in computer. Oh, Adejoke, okay. Oh, yes, I have a certificate in computer programming and designer, and also have a certificate in hairstyling, but it's just a work shop. Oh God, I can't see this properly. It's just a work what? Okay, I'm just going to assume that because there's something on my screen blocking it. Just going to assume that I heard you very well. Can you bring the other question back so I can answer that one? I want to answer Adejoke. Thank you. Adejoke says she has a certificate in computer programming. Now, the certificate for computer programming, is it the same? Are they both like they are not things that you can evaluate with Wes? If it is not, go on. If it is not something you can evaluate with Wes, go through Job Bank. You will definitely get a job there. And then I want to say this. I haven't mentioned people with OND and HND. If you have OND, evaluate your OND. All right. If you have HND, evaluate your OND and your HND. In fact, the points you will get for evaluating both OND and HND will surpass the points that you get for someone who has bachelor's degree. Oh, okay. I allotted only 1 hour to this, and and I Mr. Peter. Okay, I think I should answer just this last question from James since it's already on the screen. James is asking, he says, I have a bachelor's degree in religious studies. After graduation, I own a POS business registered with CAC. Can I go into the pool? And which
Please, I'm listening.
which not code is that? Well, for your POS business, it's not something you can go into the pool with because it's not listed among the trade occupations that Canada is interested in. But what I would advise you to do is, since you have a bachelor's degree, is to evaluate your bachelor's degree in religious studies, okay? And then for your business, I am not sure that you can get into the pool with that. But like I said, evaluate it, write your IELTS, and then try and look for a job. Okay. Now, there's something else that I want to say. This is very important. Some of you may not get invitation to apply right now, right? Some of you, because Canada requires you to have at least 1 year work experience at least, right? You can get a job somewhere. Mr. Peter, this is YouTube. I don't think I should be talking about this thing here because yeah,
Don't talk. Don't talk. If
yeah,
they want to, they can have personal conversation with you.
yeah,
If somebody
yeah, yeah.
wants you after here, you can use your
Yeah,
email or
I
something like that.
shouldn't I shouldn't be talking about that here. Yeah, please. Because okay, so Mr. Peter, I think I am thank you so much again. Mr. Peter, you are phenomenal. God bless you. God bless you and increase you abundantly. And I'm seeing lots of your people here who are qualified. Some of them have French, some of them have these trade occupations. So I'm really happy because I know that in the next draw, I'm gonna start getting emails too that, oh, Winnie dear, I got the invitation to apply. How do I progress? I'm really happy. So thank you so much for giving me this platform. Thank you. God bless you.
I'll 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 still bring you. I'll still bring you back. Maybe
Okay.
you still have a lot of time to bring you. So this is my sister. Wonderful presentation. A lot of people are asking questions. You said you have time or you don't have time. What are we?
I would have loved to stay and answer their questions, but I have other things to do. But you
Okay,
know what?
sure.
They can
So
follow my
please,
page and
you
then
can, can
ask
you
me.
have your email?
Okay, my email, yes. I'll put it on my page.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much, and I love you watching. Please share this live video. In fact,
Thank
sorry
you.
for because today I didn't have the time to engage you
It's okay.
because I have a lot of presentation.
I
I need
know.
to
It's
cut
okay.
things out so that I can able to talk to people as well. But why am I saying I joined certain conversation and a lot of people. I'm talking on different platforms, so we
It's
need to do
okay. It's
certain
okay.
things. So
I
thank you
understand
very
that.
much for joining. If you, I
Thank
will
you.
talk to you. But thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.